So what's up, Juan?
What's up, Lewis?
Hey.
What's going on? So I had Lewis kind of stop him right in his tracks of what he was saying about some deals, some sellers. So it's one thing we do when we're riding or just chilling. Of course, we like to enjoy ourselves, have a good time, but we always come around the subject of business, real estate, right? So he's about to drop me off. I'm about to meet up with a friend in college, and you're about to meet up with a seller. A seller, right?
Yeah, someone I'm actually buying a house from. And
so I asked him, I said, well, that's kind of weird. I'm like, because you do a mailing list, right?
Yeah, I do a mailing list.
So I asked Lewis, how'd you meet this guy? And you said a mailing list. So go ahead, what were you saying?
Yeah, so I met him off the mailing list, sent direct mail, met him, and then started talking to him, do what I do, negotiating. And the guy, he's real cool. We started out at a purchase price of, let's see, $54,000. And the guy, he's like, oh, you know, I'm not a good negotiator. You do this for a living, blah, blah, blah. A month later, don't you know I'm at a purchase price of like $60,000?
So he talked his way up?
He talked his way up. Like, I thought I was a good negotiator. This guy's good, man. Talk about, oh, I'm not that good. Next thing you know, price jumped 6K. And then it started increasing even more. I said, hey, Mike, hold on, man. How much do you really want for your property? Because I ain't got no more money to give you, right? We started at 54. And we at 60 now. I don't have any more money left to give you. And he's like, well, you know, I really wanted 65, but I'm like, yeah, but we agreed to 54 though, you know? But anyway, I restructured the deal and I packaged it in a way where the seller would benefit a lot because he's helping me out too. So I made the seller my hard money lender. So I'm putting 20K down on the house, and then I'm doing the fixing, refinancing. And when I say I'm putting 20K down, I'm taking it over subject to the existing loan. So this is seller financing now. I put 20K down, fix up the property, and then I refinance with a bank, and then I'm actually gonna bring the seller in to my entity and give him 20% of the deal. So the seller's getting $20,000 plus 20%, which is more than what he was asking for originally. So that's how we structure stuff.
So what creative financing tools have you used for this deal? This is a buy and hold strategy, guys. So you're buying this for the intent of holding it for cash flow, passive income.
This is a 3-unit property in Syracuse, New York.
And the gentleman lives in New York City.
And the gentleman lives in New York
And that's where we're at now. We're in Manhattan.
And that's where we're at now. And like I said, he's a good guy. However, he needs a lot of help with the business because he's not in the area. So he wanted to sell.
So that's called an absentee owner, guys. And getting access to absentee owners can be a good proposition for you because they might be more than willing to negotiate.
Oh, I see what you're saying. See, I'm brushing over things. Like I think
we got to break it down. You know, there's people on YouTube, man. They might be fresh to this information, so that's what we try to provide you at 100% Finances. Break it down to the simplest format so you can digest this information.
So with me, I love negotiating because there's so many different ways that you can structure a deal. But Juan is trying to get me back to, hey, how did you find a deal to begin with? The hardest part of real estate is finding the deal. What I do is direct mail, direct marketing. And direct marketing is where you send out a piece of letter, like you send a letter directly to the seller.
You said a piece of letter?
A piece of letter, a pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza. Yeah, you're gonna cut that out, right? Yeah, he's probably not. But anyway, so you're gonna send a letter to the seller saying, hey, I wanna buy your property. I'm a real estate investor and I purchase properties all cash quickly. Quick. And when they call you, that's when you start the process of finding out about the property. So that's direct mail.
So the direct mail works then?
Of course it works. I wouldn't do it if it did. But here's the thing, with direct mail, just point the camera over here. You see all these houses here? How do you know who to send a letter to? All these different buildings. No matter where you live, there's a bunch of buildings, a bunch of people that owns properties. How do you know who to send a letter to? That's where the strategy comes in. He mentioned absentee owner. That means that this guy owns a property in Syracuse and he lives somewhere else. Most likely, there's a high probability that he doesn't live in that house. That's one. And two, that he may have problems with the house. He may want to sell because he's absentee. So these lists that we create have a high probability of people that want to sell. Imagine a vacant house. Like you're driving down and you see a house that's all
right there.
Undercover?
Yeah.
All right. So imagine driving on the street and you see a vacant property. that seller probably wants to sell. You know, the person that owns that house probably wants to sell and can't. They're not making any money from the property, so you mail. But anyway, like, you have any more questions?
Yeah. So not only is it the list that you target to have a higher probability of finding someone who'd be willing to accept your creative financing, but it's also the copy on the letters as well.
Yes.
I'm sure you got to add certain language. How can I get access to, hey, how do I find a list in my area? And B, how do I get the right copy? A copy means language, the right words to say on your mailings.
Oh, they either have to, you know, create it themselves or find someone that has it.
Do you have it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I have it.
So obviously he's one of our coaches at 100% Finance. So Money Making Lou would definitely help you with your creative financing. So
yeah. So basically, Juan wants me to say, head over to 100% Finance, and on our website you'll see a spreadsheet. It's called the Deal Analyzing Spreadsheet. Either go there, or we made it easy for you. Head down on the link and click on the link, and you'll see the link, and you'll see a video. You'll see Juan talk about, hey guys, click on the link. There's a bunch of good information in there, and there's an Excel spreadsheet that lets you analyze the deal. Then, you know, once you become into our program, 100% Finance group, we have letters that you can send for direct mail. We also have scripts in there, like what to say over the phone to start negotiating like a beast. And we have ways for you to figure out how to structure deals. Lots of free content, but also we have content that's paid for too. And these are powerful. Imagine you looking at the free content and making money. Now imagine if you actually found out how to do it correctly. You know, if you're looking at the free stuff, yeah, you could piece it together, but the other stuff that we have, we crafted it so you can, no matter where you at, beginning, you'll know how to get from the beginning of the deal all the way to the end, where you're getting that cash flow.
So let me ask you, Louis, so back to your deal, right?
Yeah.
Creative financing. What creative financing tools did you implement with this seller, Mike?
Okay. So the creative financing tools that I implemented for this deal, number one, I was gonna do hard money. So I was gonna put down about $15,000 to get access to $85,000 for this project. That was my first way to go around it. But since I negotiated with the seller to give me a subject to deal, and subject to means I'm buying the house. He has a loan on the house. I'm buying the property subject to the existing loan. So the lien will stay in his name. The lien and the mortgage will stay in his name, but I own the property.
So the subject to require a specific FICO score or credit score?
For what?
For anybody?
No.
So if a person has bad credit, they can do a subject to deal?
Of course. This is why you want to deal directly with the sellers, right? When you go to a bank, they're gonna ask you for like your firstborn daughter's name. Like you're gonna ask for everything.
Your blood type.
Blood type.
Shoe size.
But when you negotiate with a seller, you don't have to show them your credit score. I mean, so if they're savvy, they're gonna ask. But
I'm glad you brought that up, Louis. And that's what you need to be as well. You need to be savvy. You need to know how to negotiate, right? Because many people say, oh, I just want to know the ins and outs of how to do a subject to. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
But if you have no people skills, no negotiating skills, tactics, and so forth, those things will be, it won't be beneficial to you. You won't be able to maximize it to its fullest ability.
One thing I want to keep, like, this is the biggest point I want to make on this video. With subject to, I told you, I'm buying the property. So the title, I own the property, and he has a mortgage out in his name. Why would anyone do that? You have to be a savvy negotiator and explain what a subject to is to the seller for them to be able to get there. Like, you have to sell the deal to them.
Right.
So, like,
it's unfamiliar to them. So,
yeah.
So a lot of them, they're like mom and pop. They're like, I have no clue. So being that I'm unfamiliar, I'm not going to do it.
And him, I'll explain this guy. He's like, why would I do that deal? I'm like, listen, you wanted to sell the house for $65,000, right? So after everything is said and done, your net proceeds will be $15,000. That's how much you're gonna make on the deal, net. I'm giving you $20,000 down. So no matter what I do, you already got paid. So 3 months from now, you know, I could go to Mexico or whatever, but you got paid. And all you have to do is foreclose the house on me, and you get the house back. So not only do you get $20,000, but you get the house back. So I said, listen, I'm not going nowhere. If I put $20,000 in the house plus another $20,000, So that's 40K I got into this property. I'm not going anywhere. It's mine.
And keep in mind, guys, if this stuff sounds like a foreign language to you, it's cool. Just like I mentioned in my book, I felt like a 5th grader in a college course. I didn't know what the people were talking about, these creative financing terms, but I felt like I belonged. So you say, you know what, I rock with y'all, man. Y'all got some good content, and you know what, even though I don't understand it quite, I feel like I belong. Just make sure you immerse yourself in the information. You got to reach out to people like Lewis. You got to reach out to the content as well. Increase your network and your knowledge.
Yes.
All right, Lewis, so
I'm gonna sign off, but head over, like I said, head over to 100% Finance if you're interested in any aspect. Actually, do this for us. Down below in the description, I want you to write out what videos you would like us to put out next. What content? What are you confused about? Is it starting out? Is it how do I buy with credit? Is it
financing?
Is it, you know, just anything? Let us know, because we're trying to figure out, you know, how to best serve you.
How to analyze a deal, how to manage a deal, how do you exit out of the financing, how do you convince the seller to accept your financing terms.
Yeah, we just met with two real estate investors at a coffee shop.
Well, we didn't know them, we was just sitting next to them.
Yeah, we just sitting next to them. We heard cash flow. We was like, oh no, you guys
he was like, what cash flow?
Cash flow.
And then I was like, oh, he's probably talking about something else. Then I heard return on investment. I was
like, nah, I gotta be real estate. So we turned around, asked them, started asking questions, and they're starting to get into real estate. And Juan blew their mind. Talking about, oh, he has 63 units in Pittsburgh, but he lives in Atlanta. The guy was like, how really? How do you do that? So it's, put down in the description whatever you need help with. If you have a question about something, just put it down in the description. And then on the 4th month, at the 4th week of every month, we usually hold a Q&A session, so you can join that too.
To our subscribers, yeah.
To our subscribers. So click on the link below, and you'll get the free Excel spreadsheet, and you'll be a subscriber as well. Right. So you'll get access to the free Q&A at the end of the month.
So it's at the time of this recording, guys. So don't hit me up. It's 2017 July. Don't be hitting me up in August of 2054.
Oh no.
I'm like, bro, I'm like 80 years old now, bro. The webinars might be obsolete, but you guys get what I'm saying. Just subscribe. We have a ton of value for you, and I want you to take your financial education, your future seriously. Take some action, right?
Yes, please do.
Take some action. Start doing some deals, and as I always like to say, don't just be a viewer, be a doer. Do something about it. All right? Because we want you to get this money and be financially free and independent of a 9-to-5. Mailbox money. Wake up whenever you feel like it. Money.
That legacy money.
Yeah.
That legacy money.
Leave an inheritance.
Family.
Not working hard just for your first name, but for your last name.
I like that.
I got that from Dame Dash, so it wasn't Juan Paul.
I like that, Dame Dash. Shout out to Dame.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. But yo, we can do it. It's possible. It's achievable. We're young guys. We're doing it, having a great time. That's how we like to do it. We like to muddy the distinction between work and play. All day long. Yeah, not no more, right?
Nope. Not no more.
All right, guys. So we signing out. Says Lewis right here. He's the master when it comes to creative financing. He does deals without banks. So you say, hey, I don't want to use banks, and I have the time and the desire to learn how to deal directly with sellers. This is your guy right here. So just click the links below to learn more.
Yeah, do that. Click the link.
All right, see you soon. Holla at you guys. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. We appreciate your viewership. By the way, guys, make sure you subscribe to 100percentfinance.com. We have a plethora of tools that can help you succeed financially. We have a report on credit repair, 3 tips on how you can improve your FICO score. We also have a business credit ebook. We have a ton of real estate related documents, from deal analyzers to a mortgage calculator, a whole bunch of resources. You just have to subscribe. And one last thing, don't want to forget, we are offering free live webinars to answer your questions. This is only made available to our website subscribers. So you have to subscribe to 100percentfinance.com to receive the details as to the date, the time, and the call-in information for the webinars to answer your credit repair, business credit, or business funding needs, as well as your real estate related questions. Thank you guys again for watching, and subscribe.